So, good evening to all. Hope you are all fine at your places. Today, I am here with you one more theorem that we can use in our basic electrical, and this theorem is basically known as the Norton's theorem. This theorem is again used to calculate the current or the voltage across any branch, as we had seen in our previous video. That video is related to something now in Thevenin's theorem. But in case of a Norton theorem, there is a different SOP. We are using a different technique. There are different type of steps involved for solving the Norton theorem. You can watch this video and try to understand the concept behind the Norton's theorem. I hope you all watching this video, and if you have anything related to that theorem, or if you can't understand any point, you comment me in my comment box. Your suggestions, your comments are always welcome. Now let us start with this theorem, that is a Norton theorem. And if, as you've seen on your screen, the same circuit we can use for calculating of the Thevenin's theorem. Now what we have to do, firstly we have to calculate the current by using mesh analysis, and after that we can apply the Norton theorem and see whether the results are similar or not. If the results are same, then the theorem is verified. Otherwise, the theorem is not verified. So for Norton's theorem, let us consider a circuit as shown in the figure. We have a Vs, Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4. Similarly, as we are in Thevenin's theorem, we are calculating the current I1 and I2 by using normal mesh analysis. What we have to do, I can simply apply the mesh analysis and calculate the current flowing through Z4 resistance. So we have this I1 and I2. First of all, we can apply the KVL in the first loop, and as per the KVL equations, when you go from positive to the negative terminal, there will be a drop sign, and when you go from negative to the positive terminal, there will be a high increase sign, or you can say that gain sign. So when you apply the KVL in the first loop, you have equation that Z1 plus Z2 I1 minus Z2 I2 is equals to Vs, and this is equation is your equation number 1. Similarly, when you apply the KVL in the second loop, you have the equation that is Z2 I1 minus Z3 plus Z4 plus Z2 into I2 is equals to 0. See, these two equations are exactly same as we are using in case of a Thevenin's theorem. Now we will solve equation number 1 and equation number 2 by using Cramer's rule. And when we can apply the Cramer's rule, first of all, we make equation number 1 and equation number 2 in a matrix form. So here we have Z1, Z2 minus Z2, Z2 minus Z2 plus Z3 plus Z4, I1, I2, Vs and 0. First of all, we are calculating the delta, and this delta will be equal to this thing. So we have delta is equals to this equation, and this equation will be treated as your X equation. Now in this question, we are calculating the current through Z4, and we know the current through Z4 is given by I2 current. So here we can calculate the del 2, and here the del 2 is equals to equation number Y, and this value will be equals to minus Vs Z2. So you can say that your I2 will be equals to del 2 upon del, and we have Vs Z2 upon Z1, Z2, Z1, Z3, Z1, Z4, Z2, Z3, Z2 and Z. So this is the half of the portion where we can calculate the current through mesh analysis. And when we calculate the current through mesh analysis through Z4 resistance, this current will be equals to I2, and we have this equation. Now this is the value of the current through flowing through the Z4 by using mesh analysis. Now we have to check the answer by applying Norton's theorem. Now what does Norton says that? So for Norton theorem, again we refer that circuit, and for Norton theorem, we are follow the certain SOP or the various steps behind Norton theorem. Under that thing, your number 1 point will be, let us consider the load resistance RL from which the current is to be calculated. Now here we are treating the load resistance RL is equals to Z4. So your first point will be, let the load resistance RL is equals to Z4. Number 2, remove the RL from the circuit and make short circuit terminal. Mind it, in case of a Thevenin theorem, you can remove the load circuit from the circuit and make the open circuit terminal. But now here, remove RL from the circuit and make the short circuit terminal. And in case of Thevenin, we are calculating the voltage across open terminal, but in case of a Norton, we are calculating the current through the short circuit terminal, isn't it? So you see current through the short circuit terminal, again we have calculated, and this short circuit current is basically equals to you can say that your simply Z4. Clear? Now what I have to do, I have to apply the KVL in the first loop, so we can get an equation like Z1 plus Z2 I1 dash minus Z2 I2 dash is equals to Vs, equation number 3. And similarly, I can apply the KVL in the second loop, so you have Z2 I1 dash minus Z2 plus Z3 Z I2 dash is equal to 0. Again, we have the two equations. I can solve these two equations with the help of Cramer's rule, and when we apply the Cramer's rule, here we have I2 dash is equals to Vs Z2 upon Z1 Z2, Z1, Z3, Z2, Z3. And see, this I2 current is basically equal to IN current, as I can show you in this diagram. This I2 dash is equals to IN. So you can say that your I2 is equal to this thing, and this I2 will be equals to IN dash. Therefore, the IN is equals to Norton current is equals to Vs Z2 upon Z1 plus Z2, Z2, Z3 plus Z2 and Z3. After that, you are calculating the same as in case of Norton Thevenin circuit. You are calculating its equivalent resistance, and its equivalent resistance is nothing, it is the same as case in Thevenin's theorem. So for calculating of the equivalent resistance, you can refer to my previous video on Thevenin's theorem, and here you can see that your for calculation of the Norton resistance, you can see that this Z1 and Z2 are in parallel, which is in series with Z3. So when two resistances are in parallel, we have Z1 Z2 upon Z1 plus Z2. The whole combination is in series with Z3. So after that, you can calculate the value of Rn. See, your Rn, that is Norton equivalent resistance, and RTH, that is Thevenin equivalent resistance, is exactly same thing. So for calculation of the Norton equivalent resistance and the calculation of the Thevenin equivalent resistance, this will be similar thing. So for calculation of the Norton resistance, you can refer to my previous video, that is the Thevenin equivalent circuit resistance. Once you can calculate the Norton current, you are calculating the Norton resistance. Now you can make Norton equivalent circuit, and in case of a Norton equivalent circuit, you have a Norton current in parallel with Norton equivalent resistance in parallel with load resistance. Like you can remember, in case of a Thevenin circuit, we have Thevenin equivalent voltage source in series with load resistance in series with RTH. But here, all these three are in parallel. So the basic difference between a Thevenin theorem and the Norton theorem is that thing. In case of a Thevenin theorem, the three elements are in series, but in case of a Norton, the three elements are in parallel. So I can substitute the value of IN, it is Vs Z2 upon Z1 Z2, Z1 Z3, Z2 Z3. I can substitute the value of Rn, I can substitute the value of RL Z4, and the current through Z4 is given by the formula, that is IZ4 is equals to IN into 1 upon RL upon 1 upon RL plus 1 upon Rn. And basically, this formula is basically the current division rule, that is a CDR. And this CDR says that if you have to calculate the current through a particular resistance and these resistors are in parallel, then the formula says that for calculation of the particular current in the resistance, it will be given by the total current multiplied by reciprocal of the resistance from where we have to calculate the current, divided by the reciprocal of the same resistance plus the reciprocal of the resistance that is also in a parallel. So that is why I through Z4 is equal to total Norton current, that is IN, in parallel with the load resistance, that is RL, 1 upon RL upon 1 upon RL and 1 upon RL. Now I can substitute all these values, and after getting the result, you can say that current through Z4 is given by Vs Z2 upon Z1 Z2, Z1 Z3, Z1 Z4, Z2 Z3, Z2 Z4 and Z3 Z4. And this current is exactly same as we are calculating in case of mesh analysis. Hence, both the currents are same. So you can say that your theorem is verified. So this is all about, you can say that the proof of Norton theorem. I hope you can understand each and every concept behind the Norton's theorem. So you can again watch this video carefully, and if you have any doubt or if you want something more related on this Norton theorem, you can comment me or you can message me. Your comments, your messages are always welcome, and I will try my best to resolve all the issues. So once again, thank you so much for watching this video. In the next video I will come with another theorem, that is a superposition theorem, and here we are discussing how the superposition theorem can be verified. So for that particular time, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much.